no place other than the S tier. Here we have Maki from Love Live. Now to clarify, I won't allow this watermarked copy pasta meme to affect her rating. Maki is actually really cute.
ここの煙突はいつも私がきれいにしていたの。去年までサンタさんが来てくれなかったことはなかったんだから。証拠に中見てごらんなさい。
And if that didn't convince you, take a look at this. Maki goes into the A tier. Come on, guys. I mean, really? The only thing she'd be useful for is charging my iPhone while I look at pictures of better waifus. Not the best quirk. D tier. This is a classic case of a character I don't know from an anime I don't know. So I can only base it on this photo, and my first impression is she looks like a scrap Mortal Kombat character. Or maybe a guy who tried to cross-dress his way into a 1980s female wrestling league. Either way, it's Garbo, F tier. You. Not you. You. Watanabe from Love Live Sunshine. Personally, I think she has a really cool style and aesthetic. She can also cook really well. And finally, I think she deserves A tier status. The calorie queen herself, Hotaru from the anime Dagashikashi. Now there's two reasons why I do like her. But I fear with her all-candy diet that only in a few years she's going to be swerving through Walmart on a rascal picking up her diabetes medication. C tier. Raphael from Gabriel Dropout. So basically she's an angel who descended from heaven with the primary purpose of bullying Satania. God, I wish that were me. But I'm not quite convinced. Oh my god, guys, she said the line. It's decided. A tier. Malty. Yo, this woman right here. Where do I begin with this vile character? Making up allegations against Nafumi is one thing. But hurting Raftalia is something that is unforgivable. A trifling woman who is the definition of a thought in a pile of human garbage. I put her in the F tier only because that is the lowest tier I have available. Elizabeth from the Emmy-nominated Sword Art Online. Sorry. My only memory of her is from the first season where they spent an entire episode introducing her, and then she just disappeared for the next 20 episodes. Not really her fault, and she seemed like a good enough character to reach the C tier. There she is, my sweet and innocent Senko. I think we all know where this is going. She's the helpful fox who wants nothing more than to pamper and spoil you. She's too pure for this world, and finds herself in the S tier. Senna from Haganai. So here's the thing. I used to be able to play this whole clip, but YouTube isn't the place it used to be. But I feel like most of you know the rest of what she says anyways, and it's epic. I'll put Senna in the B tier. Oh, look at this. Sorry to inform you guys, I'm not some cheesy YouTuber who will pretend to like certain Pokemon characters' reviews. Come on, let's pause for a second and evaluate the situation for what it's worth. This is literally a sheep. It's terrible. F tier. I'll be honest, I was really happy to see this one. For those of you who don't know, this character is Zontan. Now, she's been around for some time and appeared in many different places, appealing to a wide range of interests. But one place that I really enjoyed was the ZTV series on YouTube, where this character reported, well, I'm not quite sure.
Also, I should add that while our fans are typically male, we do have quite a few female fans, so don't feel so alone, Christina. No matter who you are, or what your walk of life is, everyone can enjoy seeing a cute animated chick getting plowed with angry tentacles. So schlick to your heart's content.
This character holds a special place in my heart, and I will put her in the only place she belongs, the S tier. Albedo from Overlord. I think her body kind of speaks for itself, but she's also versatile. You get this, and this as well. And it's also important to know for you weebs, she is madly in love with a guy who has a body like this. So Albedo is A tier. Sakura from Zombieland Saga. She's a sweet, cute girl. Without more, she would likely end up in the middle of the pack, but there's something important to note about her and the other characters from that anime. She's undead, so she can't produce life. That has value. B tier. X-Maniac. She's a spooky girl. I like spooky girls. That's all I got. I mean, there's like no jokes here. I don't know, B tier. Oh, haha. I asked for a waifu tier list. Instead, you posted this. Turbo comedy at its finest. This is absolutely hilarious. Do you write for Jeff Dunham? Thanks for your contribution. F tier. This is someone I don't know, from an anime I don't know. So once again, I'll use the photo provided to make my determination. You heard it here, folks. Despite that powerful message intelligently woven into the scenery, she's D tier. Yurika from the anime we never learned. Well, I can tell you one thing I learned. Tan girls are supreme waifus. Besides, she's also very likable and a very sweet character. A tier. Suzuno from The Devil is a Part-Timer. An underrated character from an underrated anime. I mean, look at this. She deserves at least B tier. Here's Amelia. Now I know you put an X over Rem to make a funny haha, but you made one fatal mistake. You didn't put an X over Rom, and I would take her over Amelia any day. So she gets a comfortable spot in the D tier. Man, I don't know about Monica. I don't think she's terrible or anything. She's definitely not the best BBLC girl, but not the worst one either. Like on the one hand, she's interesting, but on the other hand, she's prone to killing all of her friends because you stop paying attention to her for 2 seconds. I'm gonna put Monica in the C tier. Aria from Setokai Yakundoi. An ecchi anime that's basically about sex jokes. Now I could play you a clip from this anime, but literally anything associated with it is copyright claim, so trust me when I say B tier. Naguya from Love is War. She's one of the better tsunderes we've seen in quite some time. She may act tough and disinterested, but if you give her one compliment, she'll completely melt. She's a gem to be sure, and she ends up in the A tier. As Death. Okay, I get it. She's a terrible person. She's a murderous, cantankerous scourge. But guys, I'm weak. B tier, please forgive me. Mina from My Hero Academia. So basically, she's an alien dipped in pink. She's not bad, but she's not great either. C tier. Here we have Rachel Gardner from Angels of Death. Yes, the anime is as edgy as the title. Rachel is basically some broken girl with dead fish eyes we're supposed to feel bad for. But I'm not falling for it. D tier. Finally, we have Kotori from Love Live. A very cute girl who's been called the songbird of her generation. She ends up in the B tier. So that's going to do it for the second waifu tier list. I tried to cover a good number of characters not included in the first video, and I would have done more, but if I covered everything you guys sent in, this video would be way too long. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Wow, League of Legends looks like a really fun game. I wish I could afford it, but I spent all my money on V-Bucks. What's up, guys? Dying Channel here. Last time I asked you guys to send in questions you'd like to have me answer, and god damn, y'all delivered. So let's just jump right into it. That boy asks, how did you come up with your YouTube name? Now this is a question I've been asked a bunch of times. The first part, Rev, really doesn't stand for anything. It was an old 3-letter name that I used to add back in the old video games where you had a high score and they only let you use 3 letters. And of course, the says Desu part is supposed to be funny and ironic, but people don't take it that way at all.
Ooh, nobody gives a shit.
Next question. We'll still get tons of bad memes?
Yo, bet your sweet baby.
Favorite anime? My favorite anime is the Monogatari series, mainly because I have an IQ of roughly 10,000, and I caution anybody who wants to watch that anime, I think you have to increase your IQ to a suitable level, or you just won't get the subtle nuances of the series. So I suggest you read the dictionary a few times, maybe take some classes.
This is a video about how we design things. It's a video about priorities and how we sacrifice things like energy efficiency for the sake of convenience, and vice versa, and why we should put meaningful consideration towards those sacrifices we make and the priorities they enable. As I'm sure you've gathered from the title, we're talking about freezers. Well, actually, refrigeration more broadly. But to make the point I'd like to make with this video, we're going to talk about one of these little beauties. This is a perfectly ordinary chest freezer. It's a box with a lid that keeps things very cold. Now, on its surface, this isn't remarkable at all. But if you know anything about chest freezers, you'll know that they use an almost comically small amount of energy to do their thing. And the reason that's possible is because of their efficiency-first design. To start, let's consider what refrigerators and freezers do. Their most basic task is to move heat energy from inside themselves to the outside world. They're in a constant battle with ambient energy. If you want there to be a space that's colder than its surroundings, well, you're going to discover pretty quick that all the energy around that space would really like to spread out, and so it will eventually find its way inside your cold box. Entropy is a pernicious little monster. The miracle of refrigeration has allowed us to fight that impulse of nature. Using nothing more than a compressor, a couple of heat exchangers, a metering device, and specific chemicals, we can say, screw you, entropy, and reverse the natural order of things. How? Well, we don't need to get into the specifics here, and I know I've teased a video on refrigeration multiple times, and I'm doing that yet again. I really just want to find or come up with a better demo for you all, so sorry. Suffice it to say, we take a chemical and use the properties of latent heat to move energy around on our command. By manipulating the pressure the chemical is under, we can change its boiling point, and by controlling where and when it boils and recondenses, we can exploit the latent heat of vaporization. The miracle of refrigeration is that the energy we put into the system through mechanical compression of the refrigerant is only a fraction of the energy that the refrigerant is able to move. In other words, say you expend 100 watts of electrical energy in a compressor of a refrigeration system. That system is now able to move the equivalent of 400 watts of heat energy, or possibly even more. It's really neat, and using refrigeration in reverse to concentrate heat energy rather than to disperse it, we usually call this device a heat pump, will likely be instrumental in our fight against climate change. All we need is refrigerants with a small global warming potential, which luckily are starting to see commercial deployment, such as R1234YF. Anyway, setting aside the mechanical bits that make the heat go out, what every single piece of refrigeration equipment in this world wants to do is create a thermal barrier between its insides and the outside world. Because no matter how miraculously efficient your heat pump design may be, unless you can slow the spread of energy from high concentration to low concentration, the refrigeration device will need to run a lot, and so it will use a lot of energy. I'm sure you've used one of these before. It's a cooler. The walls of the cooler are well insulated, which slows the progress of heat energy trying to enter it, and that lets you keep things that are inside it colder for longer. See, the thing you have to keep in mind is that things that are cold are actually devoid of energy. I'm going to put this down. When you feel a cold can of your favorite beverage from the fridge, the reason it seems cold to you is that it's sucking the heat energy out of your hand, and our bodies interpret that sudden loss of energy as a sensation of cold. Really, your hand is warming up the can. The can sort of steals the energy that's in your hand simply because energy wants to spread out and equalize. Aluminum is a pretty good conductor of heat, which makes it feel particularly cold. If you simply take a bunch of cold cans and put them in a grocery bag, well, the heat energy in the room, or the environment more broadly, will find its way into the cans relatively unimpeded. Air isn't super great at heat transfer, but it will happen. However, if you take those cans and put them in a cooler and close the lid, well, now the cooler has become a barrier. The heat energy around the cooler has a hard time getting through its insulated walls, so the cans stay colder longer. Fill this up with ice, and now you've got a larger thermal mass, which means the effect of the heat energy entering the cooler causes a smaller temperature rise since there's more mass to heat up. The upshot of which is that things stay colder even more longer. And now for a fun fact. A refrigerator or freezer is nothing more than a fancy cooler with a small heat pump. Side note, here in the US, we use the term heat pump to generally mean a reversible air conditioning system, which is how I used it earlier when I talked about how they'd be instrumental in our fight against climate change. But more correctly, any refrigeration system is a heat pump at its core. The job of a heat pump is to concentrate and relocate heat energy by means of a refrigerant. Whether we use that to heat a space or cool a space is entirely up to us. Anyway, the walls of the fridge are insulated just like the cooler, and their job is to keep the heat energy from the room it's in from getting inside and warming up your foodstuffs. Now, it can't keep heat out forever, it can only slow the rate of heat transfer, so we need a heat pump to run periodically so we can force it back out. That's the job of the compressor. Well, technically, the compressor is only one part of the heat pump, but it is the pump part. When you hear someone talk about the compressor in a refrigerator, this is the component that makes the buzzy sound and makes the cool happen. The compressor is compressing the gaseous refrigerant, forcing it into a confined, high-pressure heat exchanger known as the condenser, where it can release its excess heat and condense into a liquid as it does so. Also that, after passing through a metering device, the now liquid refrigerants may then enter the refrigerated space, where it will boil away thanks to the relief of this new low-pressure heat exchanger called the evaporator, scavenging heat as it does so from inside the space and making it colder. But I said we wouldn't focus too much on the mechanics, and here I go talking about it again, so let's move on. One thing I'd like to highlight here is that unless you load it up with a bunch of warm food, the only thing your fridge is battling is energy from the room it's in getting inside. Once it's down to temperature, that is a relative constant. A lot of people will suggest that you avoid an empty fridge because a larger thermal mass inside it will make it run less frequently. This is only kind of true. The amount of energy entering it does not change with the amount of food that's inside it, which means it doesn't impact how much it needs to work. What does actually change is how quickly energy entering it from its exterior will cause the inside temperature to rise. Without a lot of thermal mass, the same energy input causes a faster temperature gain, so the compressor might need to run more frequently. But that also means it won't need to run as long to get back down to temperature. Again, less thermal mass means the same change in energy causes a greater or faster change in temperature. What you're really avoiding with a fuller fridge is short cycling, where the compressor comes on more frequently in shorter bursts, which could in theory lessen the life of your refrigerator and may slightly impact its energy efficiency. But it's probably not as big of a deal as you think. So if we want to increase the energy efficiency of a refrigerator, we have exactly two possible courses of action. We can design a more efficient heat pump, or we can minimize environmental heat intrusion through better insulation design and application. And here's an important fact. There aren't